Welcome to Food Shrinks.
I'm Molly Carmel.
I'm Clarissa Kennedy.
And I'm Molly Payne-Schaub.
We're your food shrinks, and we are three eating disorder and addiction therapists who walk the walk. We're real life friends, and we're here to share the kinds of honest, funny, and unfiltered conversations we have when no one's recording. But today we're recording. Okay, I'm doing the topic today. Here's the topic today, friends. I'm so tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to Clarissa and Molly, I'm so tired. And then you guys said,
That's exactly what we've been talking about all day.
we're all just like, we're so tired. And then I was like, let's do the podcast on it. And then I said, I just can't talk about sleep hygiene and sleep protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need to talk about it a little bit, like a teensy bit, but I don't know. I'm too tired to talk about it. Would somebody want to kick it off?
Yeah, well, I think I can start. One of the things that I always feel that comes up for me is this like kind of tug of war between push harder and please rest. And, rest still, I think, in my nervous system doesn't feel super safe. It feels like, oh, this could be depression. And then the story is like, oh, it's getting darker. Is this seasonal affective disorder? And it's like, no, you can actually just be tired and that you can rest. And so I've started to try to do some things differently because I think I feel better, or the story I tell myself is I feel better when I'm like in sympathetic all the time. So I booked a 10 a.m. yoga class, and it's like a slow flow yoga, and it's just breathing and like relaxing and stretching. And I was really nervous because I did it earlier today, that like, oh, how am I going to show up for the podcast and like be on?
Yeah.
And it's okay. I'm alive. Everything's good.
It's a
And
miracle. Wait,
right.
do you mean sympathetic, like sympathetic, like, can you just explain what you mean by like
So
sympathetic?
I like,
For the exhausted people here in the corner.
right. So sympathetic is that kind of, I like S for stress, right? So it's my get up and go. And like, it doesn't always mean stressed. We have to be in sympathetic some of the day or we wouldn't get anything done. But I think I feel more productive, more energized, more on when I'm in that versus like when I'm in parasympathetic, I tend to be more regulated. I tend to be more in wise mind, I would say, less emotional. But I think it's just an energy that is new. And so it feels a little bit more uncomfortable, but it doesn't make me as tired
That's so interesting.
because I'm not working so hard, right, to be energized.
That's so interesting. How about you, MP? Just life being lifey.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're right. Like it's life being lifey. It's like being a mom and a business owner and all of the things. Something that did help a little bit is I did go to establish care with a new provider literally a week ago, and I got on hormone replacement therapy, and that has made a world of difference.
Has
Um,
it? Maybe that's a
yes.
different podcast, but that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So that's helped because I'm actually like sleeping through the night, which I've never slept through the night. I just want to be clear about that. Like it didn't matter the age. I've never slept through the night. So that's been better. But yeah, I think it's, a combination of we all live in the north. So we all have, the opportunity to have seasonal affective disorder. I think, it's been overcast here many days. It was trying to snow today. It's been rainy. That contributes. People are in a place of like needing a lot more, I think, from us right now. Clients
Yeah.
need a lot more, loved ones need a lot more. So probably like a lot of like overdoing has really contributed to some of that. So like while I can't necessarily say that I fall under like workaholic tendencies, I certainly fall into the like over performing, over giving, overdoing for everyone else kind of thing, which I
Mm.
think contributes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. Mine is a little bit like we've been on this podcast over a year and I've been like in the doldrums about just like life and just all this. And so it's like finally, like a lot of things are happening at once for me, like, which is just requiring like a lot of work, happily, like work I prayed for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really grateful for it. But I know, like, personally, when a lot of work comes my way, that I need to like balance it with like joy and seeing people and recovery. And I need to like make sure I'm taking care of my body and my right. And so I almost feel like I'm really overdoing it. Like I'm really like I'm up at 5 and then I'm working out and then I have like to walk the dog and then I have to like make sure my recovery and then I have to like work all day and I'm like really committed to these deadlines and like it's just like a lot
Mm-hmm.
and interest and it's a lot of people pleasing almost, I feel like. And then like this was what happened to me this weekend. Like this weekend, like Friday night, I like went to yoga and I went to dinner like with my boyfriend and then like whatever. And then like I went to bed late. And then Saturday, I like said to my boyfriend, like I was clearing out my house. I cleaned my house for 7 hours. And he was like, I really want you to come to this thing with me. And I said, I don't know if I'm going to have enough energy to come to this thing with you. And then he said, it really means a lot for me if you come to this thing with me. And he never really asked for anything. And I asked for a lot of things. So I said, okay, fine, I'll go to this thing with you. And so then, and I was so tired by the time I got home, I was like, you have to leave. But then, this is actually the story I wanted to tell you, which was then on Sunday night, at Sunday about 3 o'clock, my body was like, it's over, girl. And I don't know about you guys, but that actually kind of scares me, like, because depression scares me so profoundly. And I am made of someone who will not get out of bed. I'm actually made of suicidal depression. So that feeling kind of comes over me. And he was like, hey, do you want me to, like, hey, did you want to like have dinner and whatever tonight? And I, thank you, whatever force came to me and said, I I think also he talks a lot. So like I had no words left.
Mm-hmm. That's how tired you are.
I had no words left. And so I was so proud of myself because like, I really am like I'm such a people pleaser. I try and I'm 100% better than I ever was, and I'm still such a people pleaser.
Mhm.
So out of me, and I just worked so hard. I used all of my skills. I made it a complete sentence, and I just said, I need to, not I think, or do you mind? I'd say like, I need to just watch TV and be alone tonight. He's like the nicest person. He was like, totally understand. It's such a long weekend. Isn't it so funny when that happens? But anyway, I had to like, as the kids say, what do the kids call it? I had to like bed rot.
I
That's what I
didn't
think.
know that was
Yeah, they do call it that. Yeah, bed
And
rot.
I watched Baby Boom. I ordered in sushi. But it just, I don't know. I wanted to talk about it like outside of sleep hygiene of just like, I did feel like that was a big move for me in my exhaustion was just to kind of call the game. And I have to be working on that more.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's hard. I think I was sick like the weekend before. And so, I had been like on the couch Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then this weekend was Thanksgiving and,
Mm,
it was beautiful weather and everyone was out at the cottage. And I had one Sunday where like I didn't have a responsibility to a single person in my life. And I
mm.
cannot remember a day like that. And I never had been so excited. And that is just a signal, right?
Yes.
I didn't have group. I didn't like book a morning walk with someone or an afternoon walk or a phone call or something. It was just like this whole day is mine. And it was like, I could watch whatever I want. I could do something or I could do nothing. And it's just, I think, yeah, that overscheduling, that demand
Yeah.
that like all these people in our life take our time. And like it felt so empowering to have that time back.
Yeah. I just wonder, like, for Molly, who has all these humans that depend on her.
Mm.
Like you and I are so, like, I'm like thinking like, yeah, like maybe I need a day for Sabbath. And like, I'm lucky enough, like my dog will get, I'll walk my dog and then that'll be sad. But like, Ma, like, how do you do it? Because you have all these like
Mm.
dependents.
Right. Yeah. And it's not an option to stay in bed. So, like you were saying, Molly, how you're made of like that person, I am too. But like, it's not an option for me because there are little people that totally depend on me. I also know like how quickly that can become really bad really quickly. And so it's like, it's almost like I literally said to my husband at some point in the last few days, it's gonna suck if I stay in bed and cry all day, and it's gonna suck if I get up and do the things anyway. Right? So like, why not get up and just do the things anyway?
Right.
And then it ends up sucking a little bit less. Like it's still fatiguing and it's still awful. But like there's also like energy in that movement, right? Like the laws of physics, like laws of physics says a body in motion stays in motion. And so when we can do the thing tired, it's like doing the thing scared, doing the thing angry, doing the thing sad. When we can do the thing anyway, there is great benefit to it, right? And I think what we're experiencing and probably why it does not appeal to us to talk about sleep hygiene is because this is emotional fatigue just as much as it is physical fatigue, and they're playing into each other, I think, is what we're experiencing. That's what I'm kind of like reading between the lines here with all of our,
Oddly, like my sleep
experiences.
hygiene is fine. Like
Exactly.
I really, it is. I actually, I'm just realizing it as we're talking. But Molly, like, is there any time that you like, how do you, like, I was thinking about kind of micro rest. I don't know if that's even a thing. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Yeah.
Like
I
that
do
you,
little things like, so when I get back from like an errand or an appointment, I sit in my car for a little bit.
oh,
Like I'll like finish the song, or I'll check some social media, or I'll send a text message. It's not an exorbitant amount of time, but it's a little bit of time where it's like, okay, I'm not tasked with driving, so I have to be safe. I'm not having to walk into the house where my children are immediately either like going to need a referee or they're going to have a question for me, or right. And so it's like this little window of time for sure. I give myself quote timeouts, okay, I'm going to my room now. So if they need to find me, they know where to find me, but I don't have to like always be on. I mean, I think that those are ways that I find those
mm.
micro rests. I have like guilty pleasure shows. So Clarissa really likes reality TV.
What do you
You
guys
know,
watch? How is this the first time we're
well,
talking
so
about this?
this is well, and I don't know, this might be taboo, but I am a big fan of like the Great British Bake Off and
Me
stuff
too.
like that, which I know for some people that can be too
Very
triggering.
triggering.
It's not like for me, I view it as like these people are artists and
Oh, me
the
too.
baking is their medium.
And there's so
And so I
little
don't really view it
drama.
in that other way. So anyways, I've got like my guilty pleasure things that I'll like watch, or Top Chef. Like I really like that kind of
Oh,
stuff for
interesting.
the
Yeah.
like the creative artistic expression. So I find little ways,
But
totally
not like
going.
Housewives. I was really hoping you guys were going to be like,
No.
love at first sight.
No, I
Which,
think
by the way,
Clarissa, you like
I
that
watched,
one, like Love is Blind, maybe
I
is
that's
watched,
one
the
that you like.
one.
yeah, I watched Love is Blind, but I really like again hospitality reality shows like Below Deck, where it's like the staff and crew are like supporting really rich people, because I like worked in the industry for so long, so I know like the grind of like service, and like I just really enjoy the drama, and it's like this easy escape, right? That or murder shows. It's like I can't. I wanted to be a criminologist. That's what I originally went to school
We're just
for.
learning so
I
much today.
know, but like, so the psychology of humans was always very interesting to me. But yeah, that's like a healthy escape for me. But I think like a bigger issue sometimes for me is like rest requires like a lot of trust in my body. It requires a lot of trust like in my worth, that I don't have to be doing, that I don't have to
Mm.
be progressing, that I don't. So it can be challenging sometimes. And if I'm tired, I'm dysregulated, and that can even make rest harder.
What is you? I have two questions. I'll put them both on the table. What is your take on, because I've heard this with patients too, and I have it so deeply of like not being able to get up if you lay down. That's my first question. And then my second one, and I think this might be a little bit why I'm pushing myself in this way. Like, it's like sometimes when you're not taking care of yourself, or I'm not taking care of myself, like it starts to hit my food. And I want to talk about that too. So those are my two questions. Those are my two right turns.
I think I don't personally struggle with the fear of like, I think I used to be like, oh, if you take a day off, like all of a sudden you're not going to exercise anymore. But that's just like my perfectionism. And now I just name it and
That's a
I
good take.
notice it. Um, so that's my experience with it. I know I'm going to get bored. I'm going to get bored of resting. For me, that's my experience of it. What about you, Molly?
Yeah, I totally same. So like I'll go through that whole like your like the guilt. I'll have the extreme guilt of like, oh, your husband is at work and he works 40 plus hours a week sometimes, and you can't even make it through a day, right? Like that whole like
I
inner
have that.
critic and the
Mhm.
guilt that will show up. And then he's always so reassuring. He's like, no, take the time that you need. And then the fear that I'm not going to get back out. You're right, Molly, but I'm with you, Clarissa. It might take me a little, I don't know how long it takes you, Clarissa, but like you give me one full day and a half, and then I'm like over it. I'm over myself. I'm like ready to rock, and like I'm ready to take action, because action is actually where the hope is. So it's like I kind of like wallow or whatever it is I need to do, chill, right? I go into freeze, truly. My nervous system goes into freeze. And then it's like, oh, okay, time to thaw now. And it almost is like yeah, like a propulsion jetpack, right? Where it's just like, whoa, now I've got all these ideas, and because I don't want to, yeah, I want to make up for that time, I think, in some way.
I
Yeah.
feel that. I feel
Yeah.
that. I feel like because this work stuff and like this 2 weekends ago, I was like home on a Saturday, like kind of relaxing, and I just got this like enormous fear. And like my friends were at this like event, and I was like, let's go to the event, like blah 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 blah. And my boyfriend's like, I thought we were just relaxing. And I was like, no, I think we should need to get. And we went, and he's like, okay, like we'll go. And then it was like awful, and I was like, no, I feel more tired. Like I get really heady about rest. That's like why I'm really tired and I'm really heady about rest. And I need food drinks help. And I
Yeah.
get worried that I get too tired and then it's gonna hit my food. I mean, I'm
Well,
really in a
yeah,
bind
talk a
here.
little bit about that, because you would kind of put that question out there. And I know, and I'm the person who like I stop, well, I don't want to say I stop eating, but like I don't, like those are not the times that I would go to like food as like an emotional support or emotional rescue.
Mm.
Those are not the times I would, but it's sounding like maybe it is a time where it might get a little wonky for
Yeah,
you.
I think in times where like it's almost like I mean, not control is a figment of our imagination, but it's like a control thing. Like I almost feel like I don't know how to say it right, so I'm just gonna say it wrong.
Yeah,
But it's like when I feel like life is happening to me, right? And I feel so overburdened and so overloaded, despite all of this being stuff I prayed for and all of this being like of my own making, set that aside. I just I have a habit of starting like some bites, some licks, some tastes, some
Mhm.
more rich stuff. And like, it just gets tricky. It's just really, and it's not there, but I like, I don't know. We're just being food shrinks.
Yeah, no, and I think that makes sense that you wouldn't be having all of this extra space in like your prefrontal cortex to be like preparing and planning meals too. So I always have like these factor meals, which are
Oh.
frozen, and they are just for like a day like today where I get off this, then I have a client at like 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30. And it's like the idea of roasting cauliflower is like,
Just like,
oh,
it's
I
like, you'd
can't.
rather go to prison?
Right.
Like,
I,
put
I
me in
I can put,
prison. Yeah.
yeah, I can put this in the microwave for 2.5 minutes and it has all the things I need in it. And so I don't eat them all the time, but I have them for these circumstances when I am just tired and I just can't even think about what I want for dinner.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I feel like in those moments, I don't, wait, Molly, I quote Molly P all the time. To quote Molly P, I don't mean to throw problems at your solution, Clarissa. Best. You should get that TM'd. You need to get that trademarked. It's so good. It hurts. I don't want a factor meal. It's like especially a factor meal. Like I don't want what I should be eating.
Mhm.
And so it's a scream.
Mhm.
It's a real scream. It's
Yeah.
not even a siren.
Yeah. Yeah. That I think that goes back to sometimes we have to do the things that we don't want to do because they are still good for us. So it's like it's like acknowledging the feeling, right? We're not saying gaslight yourself into like whatever, like believing that this is how it has to be. I think it's acknowledging like there's a part of you that's maybe like having a moment that's like, I don't want to, right? I think about the 2-year-old in the store, like,
Yeah.
I want the whatever.
I just want a
Right.
peanut butter cup for
Yeah,
dinner.
Yeah.
exactly. So I think like acknowledging that that part exists and saying, yep, I hear you. And oh, of course. And not tonight. Tonight we're going to do this thing because this is what we're doing, right? You don't even have to go into like a lot of explanation just because this is what we're doing.
I also
And we
wonder
move
if I
forward.
promise myself rest. Like it's so because like I'm like a little addicty about it. Like I'm free tomorrow night. I'm like, what should I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, what would the most amazing rest time look like? How would
Right.
you
I'm like,
want to
maybe I
spend
do
it?
nothing. Maybe I just say
Yeah.
to myself, listen, you can be in your pajamas at 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
permission.
promise. Like,
Permission
maybe that,
granted.
right?
Listen, do you see this? Do you see that over there? You see that green blanket?
Yeah, what
That's
is
my
it?
bed. And normally I'm sitting next to it and I pet it and I'm like, I'm coming for you later.
I know.
I'm coming for you.
It's like
Right?
hot
Like
sauce.
there are days I give myself permission, the bra comes off, comfies go on, and I am in that thing as soon as work is over. And there, don't get me wrong, there are guilty feelings that come along with it. And if I don't give myself permission to do that, I can get resentful,
Yeah.
I can get crabby, like it just goes to places that's unnecessary.
I
Yeah.
think I felt that on Sunday because I had that like FOG when Ryan was like, do you want to hang, do you want to like hang out later? And I was like, I was like gobsmacked, and he has a podcast, and I was like, why don't we just talk about it after your podcast? Like I punted the ball. Like I couldn't even say no, and I think that like I really got such illumination. Well, because I basically gave myself an hour and a half to like get quiet and whatever, not on purpose. And then I was like, you can't do that.
Mhm.
Also, because I would get angry. Like I know I would probably not be so nice. But I think like, yeah, like I think that's the piece. Like there are places in which I'm being codependent. Just the fog, fear, obligation, guilt. It's like my favorite Al-Anon slogan. We get caught in the fog. And I think right now for me, since I have so much to do and I know there are certain things I need to do to take care of myself, I probably have to be super intentional about what is filling me and what is fog. That's, by the way, this is my takeaway. If we're going to takeaways, this is I'm going first. I just,
Well done.
my takeaway is that my takeaway is I'm so glad you guys are therapists. I feel like I really got to work through send me the bill. This is like straight. We should just name the episode Molly Says Therapy. And is really tired. But like, yeah, I think that's right. I think the name of my game right now has to be intentionality and really being mindful about, people pleasing, fear, doing things out of fear, doing things out of feeling obligated, and doing things out of feeling guilty, and doing things out of like being scared that someone's going to be upset that that I'm not going to the dinner, or I'm, that's my takeaway. Anyone else?
I think for me, my takeaway is just a reminder of like, there are different kinds of fatigue. There are different kinds of tired. Something that a supervisor said to me years and years ago when I worked in sexual assault, because we were on call. So, I mean, you could get a call at 3 a.m., 1 a.m., whatever, and you were required to go, and like we would show up at supervision. We'd be like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And she would say, the more you talk about it, the more that's what you focus on and the more you feel it. And
Ooh.
oh yeah. Oh
Let's
yeah.
write that
So
down.
yeah. So we challenged ourselves not to talk about how tired we were. And in doing that, it did help me to realize like there's a very clear difference between like that emotional wall, that emotional fatigue, because how you take care of it is different than how you take care, like we were saying, like this isn't about sleep hygiene. We all probably have decent sleep hygiene. We don't need to know how to like turn off lights and not be on screens an hour before, whatever. It's more along the lines of like that self-care piece, like you were saying. It's like it's the self-care hygiene, it's the giving the permission to rest. It's those things, and being able to work through the guilt feelings that show up, because that's our nervous system, like that's the default setting. And so, if we challenge ourselves not to talk about how tired we are and instead take care of ourselves in the way that we all know, we've all chatted about how we need to take care of ourselves, how might that shift?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
No, I think that's so good. I mean, my biggest thing is that like I just feel like I'm like grateful that I'm not the only person that's feeling overwhelmed and tired and
It was so validating. We're all like, oh
yeah,
my God,
it's
yes.
just like, okay, I like sped showered before this. I'm like, here we go. I can show up today. And it's like, no, you don't have to like always be on and always like show up and be your best. Like you can just be yourself and things can also be okay. And I think the more that I allow myself to practice that, the more I realize it takes so much less effort, and that, I can do these micro rests throughout the day, and it doesn't mean I can't keep going. And I also will say, just so you know, Molly, I don't want to eat the factor meal either. It's not, I'm not at
Oh my
all
God,
excited
everything is
about it.
so validating about this subject.
I'm like, I'll eat it because I need energy. I'm like, but then after those 3 clients, I'm going to have the yogurt and I'm going to enjoy the yogurt. And then I'm going to cozy into bed and just like, yeah, love it.
But
And
if
talk
sponsor,
dirty.
if Factor Meals want to sponsor Food Drinks, we love
Yeah,
you.
then we love Factor. I mean, it's delicious and nutritious, and
I mean,
it's all the
amazing. It sounds like
macronutrients.
abstinent.
Yeah,
Yeah. So just like side note.
it's definitely what I recommend for clients if they're
Oh
looking
my
for.
God. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Okay. So
Love it.
we love, it's dialectic. We love Factor Meals, and sometimes we don't feel in the mood for them.
Sometimes we just don't feel like eating real food, right? That's just real.
Oh,
That's just
peanut
like,
butter cups. Yeah.
right. That's just so human of us.
Totally. All right. Well, if you want to hear more about this topic, or if you have questions you want us to answer, other topics you'd like us to talk about, please send us an email at asktheshrinks@foodshrinks.com.
Thanks for listening. And if this episode really resonated today, hit subscribe and share it with someone who needs a little hope. We love having you in this recovery community, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Food Shrinks. Quick reminder, this podcast isn't a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider for guidance suited to your needs. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to help us reach others on the recovery journey. Take care, and remember, freedom with food is possible. See you next time.